Hey Canucks fans, training camp is now over, and today I have 5 storylines that I want to talk about coming from camp. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram, I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks Take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary from Monday, September the 16th. Want to give a shout out and a happy birthday greeting to our second son Jacob. He's the 2-time national bowling champion, and it's his birthday today. He turned 16 years old. So we're looking forward to a great dinner at Pizza Hut, because that's the way Jake rolls. He's going to try and get his learner's license. And for those of you that on YouTube that know Jacob as my second son, it's because he's the guy who once in a while will make an appearance in my vlogs or in my live streams, knows absolutely nothing about the Canucks. And anytime he does answer a question correctly, it's because it's a fluke and not because he knows. So happy birthday, Jacob. We love you, and keep on doing what you're doing. And, we're very proud of you. Okay, speaking of proud, speaking of loving, speaking of anything, I'm not sure, that was the worst segue in history. Vancouver Canucks training camp is over. Split squad games begin tonight. We have finally some Canucks hockey games to talk about. But before we move on to tonight's game, I can do that tomorrow in tomorrow's vlog. Let's talk about the training camp that was. 3 days in Victoria, really, really good camp. And I got 5 storylines I want to talk about. Number 1, Elias Pettersson dominated. No surprise, but it's encouraging. It's not surprising, yet it's very encouraging that our best player, our most highly skilled player, one of our youngest players, comes in and crushes the camp. He crushed the bag skate and the conditioning. He was the most noticeable player in the scrimmages. The beautiful Forsberg-like deke on Kylie yesterday in the scrimmage, or to end off the scrimmage, signing autographs for fans an hour or so after practices. He did everything right, said everything right, looked great on the ice. So that's what we want. That's what we want from our best player, and we can't wait to see how he capitalizes, how he follows up on his Calder Trophy rookie season. So number 1, Elias Pettersson shows up, crushes things, and gets Canucks fans excited. Number 2, another storyline was the Jake Virtanen saga. We know that on Friday, the first day, he was demoted to Group C of the 3 scrimmage groups, of the 3 practice groups. The group that was basically had Utica hopefuls, not even Canucks hopefuls, Utica hopefuls, PTOs. Jake, both Travis Green and Jake hinted that he didn't meet some goals when it came to conditioning, but Jake acquitted himself, did well on Saturday and Sunday when he was moved up to the proper NHL player type group. So it was a big deal on Friday for sure. Everyone was talking about it. I was talking about it. You were talking about it. Everyone was talking about it. But then hopefully that'll be a story that is quickly put in the rearview mirror, so to speak. And as Jake hopefully gets off to a really good start to the season. It was a quick wake-up call right at the start. Not meant to embarrass him, but rather just to show him that there's some expectation, and hopefully that's the last that we hear of it. And if he has a great season, maybe we look back at it and say this was the catalyst. If he has a poor season, maybe we say, oh, it all started when he was demoted to Group C. So as much as I say let's move on, I think someone, somehow, even me, will likely refer to it a few times throughout the year, and hopefully it's in a good way. Number 3, the pace of camp. We've heard that Travis Green has run 2 training camps now, and we've heard that the camp is crazy. He came in 2 seasons ago. People were talking about it. Then last year, people were still getting used to it. And then, of course, this year, players that have been here knew what to expect, but you had the new guys like Tyler Myers and JT Miller in particular. We're talking about how hard camp was, how tough it was, especially that first day. So I think it's a good thing. It sets the pace, it sets the tone, it basically creates a culture. We're going to work hard, we're going to skate hard, we're going to play hard and fast, and we're going to be tough to play against, and that starts day 1 of training camp. So nothing wrong there. I think it's a good thing. It creates a great culture for this team. Now, the 4th storyline was the D pairings, and I think with the forwards, because there are so many of them and they're still not sure who the top 12 are going to be, there's going to be a lot of different combos we're going to see in preseason, and we saw a few combos in training camp that might not be the set combos. But I do think on D, we know what our 3 pairings are going to be to start the season, barring injury or anything crazy happening. And these are the same 3 pairings that I've been talking about for the last 2 months. I think it's going to be Edler and Myers, Hughes and Tanev, and Ben and Stetcher. Been saying that since July. I know a lot of people would like to see Stetcher up playing with Edler because of how Stetcher did with Edler last season when the Canucks were ravaged with injuries. But I think you got to go Edler Myers, and that's the way it's going to go. Our two I wouldn't say shut down, but 2 big guys take up a lot of space with some offensive ability. Then you got Hughes, the offensive dynamo, with a stay-at-home guy in Tanev, And then you got Ben and Stetcher, utility pair. Still a good combination of speed and size on that line, on that pairing. So I think those are three good pairings, and that's the way it started off in training camp, and that's the way I anticipate it going for preseason games. And then the fifth storyline I want to talk about is how quickly the new guys have fit in particular up front now. JT Miller and Michael Ferland. Michael Ferland developed some chemistry with Elias Pettersson right away. They were playing with Boucher, not Boeser, but hopefully that gets resolved soon. I'll get to that in a second. But Michael Ferland showed some great chemistry with Pettersson. Pettersson talked about how much he enjoys playing with Ferland. That is likely a first-line combination that we'll see, hopefully, of course, with Brock Boeser. And then JT Miller, everyone raving about his camp, his how fast he skates for a big guy, how he has got a nose for the net, a good shot, just a smart player. Horvat has intimated as much in his interviews over the past couple of days, and that I see as being the other combo. So if you have Boeser and Pettersson, but when it comes to new guys, you have Pettersson and Ferland, and then you have Miller and Horvat. Makes sense. Whether that's Pearson or Goodobin, who's been playing on the sideline, I still think Pearson's going to be the one that lines up with Horvat and Miller to start the season. So that's a good thing. The fact that Ferland and Miller are two new forwards, had good camps, and they're developing chemistry with our two top centers, I think is very important and a good thing to keep an eye on. And the last thing, so those are the five storylines, by the way. Once again, to recap, it was Elias Pettersson's dominance, Jake Virtanen's slow start, the fast pace of camp overall, the D pairing seemed to be set, and then, of course, the new guys, the forwards, are developing some chemistry. One last thing. Been hearing a lot of talk about Brock Boeser's contract now. They're talking about a 3-year deal. So gone are the 6 or 7 year deals. Now it's a 3-year deal where basically Boeser can up his worth. So I've heard numbers that the Canucks have offered $5.5 million over this 3 years to make a total of $16.5. I've heard Boeser's camp starting at $7 million, $21 million total, but now coming down to $6.5 per year, $19.5. Over the 3 years. So again, the Canucks, I've heard from a couple sources, have offered $5.5 million over the 3 years. So again, 16.5. Where Boeser's camp is asking for $6.5 million, so $1 million more a year, and then of course that's $3 million over the total of the 3-year contract. 16.5 versus 19.5. So there's room, obviously, in the middle, whether it gets closer to 6 million or 5.8 or 6.1. We don't know. But of course, if they went longer, 6 or 7 years, they'd probably offer more to lock them up to buy some free agent years, UFA years, I should say. So, but if the $7 million is off the table because the 6 and 7 years is off the table, now we're looking at somewhere between 5.5 and 6.5. So that's the latest. We hope it gets done. Obviously, the longer we wait, the longer Boeser is not there, the more we worry about how long it's going to take him to get up to speed. So Canucks fans, a lot to talk about today. My 5 talking points from training camp. A quick update on the Brock Boeser situation. This channel, I know we're going to be a lot more active. Well, we have been active every day, but maybe a couple of videos a day now, especially as the games start. Going to have lots to talk about. We'll always have lineups to talk about, combinations to talk about, post-game, pre-game, whatever it may be. Looking forward to continuing to provide content for you as the season gets going. So leave a comment below. I'd love to read, react, and reply as much as I can. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. What were your main points coming out of training camp? And what's your take on the latest Brock Boeser situation? 5.5 from the team, 6.5 from Boeser. Will they meet somewhere in the middle? Leave a comment below. I want to hear what you have to say. Have a great day. God bless. Go Canucks, go.